I cannot figure out why they don't leave. When I go to Bergen, I like
The Orbiting Carbon Observatory will revolutionize our understanding of atmospheric CO2 and the global carbon cycle by returning the first measurements from space dedicated to looking at carbon dioxide in the atmosphere with the precision and the spatial and temporal resolutions necessary to understand the cycling of carbon through the Earth system. The benefit of NASA's Orbiting Carbon Observatory mission is that OCO will make measurements almost continuously on the sunlit side of the Earth using reflected sunlight bouncing off of the surface of the Earth to measure the atmospheric CO2. We can bring back millions of measurements per day.
It's critical that we understand the processes that are controlling CO2 in our atmosphere today so that we can predict how fast CO2 will build up in the future. If we can't predict how fast CO2 will build up in the future, we can't predict how that CO2 will affect our climate system in the future and how fast our climate will change. So understanding today what processes are controlling CO2 is absolutely essential for understanding how fast we have to adapt to climate change that's caused by CO2 buildup. What OCO will do is give us a much better understanding of the time we have to adapt to such things as climate change caused by the burning of fossil fuels. OCO measurements could give us an indication of how much longer we can burn fossil fuels at the rate that we're burning them now. How much more CO2 we can add to our atmosphere before it does produce climate changes that are unacceptable. But we need the measurements that spacecraft like OCO will make in order to understand the processes controlling the rate of buildup of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere so that we can understand how it will change in the future.
And so the reason we care is because we know that carbon dioxide emissions contribute to climate change. And what we really want to know is why and how and where the carbon dioxide that we're releasing into the air is being taken up either by plants or by the oceans, because knowing this will allow us to predict how this will change in the future. And if we can predict how it'll change in the future, it'll allow us to design a strategy for managing our carbon emissions, which ultimately will help us deal with climate change.
It's like looking at a movie compared to looking at a snapshot or a bunch of snapshots. We're going to be able to watch the CO2 change from day to day, from week to week, like literally watching a movie of the changes in the CO2 as the air moves across the Earth. It's completely different than what we've done before.